The quest for faster money. The global financial system is built on layers of trust and intermediaries. When you send money across a border, it does not travel as a single packet of information. Instead, it triggers a complex chain of messages between banks. These banks must have prior relationships and hold accounts with each other, known as nostro-vostro accounts. This system, while reliable, is often slow and expensive. A wire transfer can take days to settle and incur significant fees, eaten up by the multiple institutions that handle it along the way. In a world accustomed to instant information, this friction in the movement of value is a significant problem waiting for a solution. This is where the promise of cryptocurrency technology enters the picture, not the slow, energy-intensive model of Bitcoin, but a new generation of digital assets designed specifically for speed and efficiency. Two of the most prominent contenders in this arena are XRP and XLM, the native token of the XRP Ledger and the Stellar network, respectively. Both were conceived to overhaul the architecture of payments. They propose a radically different model where value can be transmitted almost as quickly as an email. The story of XRP and XLM is intertwined, beginning with a shared founder, Jed McCaleb. Before Stellar, McCaleb was a key figure in the creation of Ripple. The XRP Ledger was launched in 2012 by developers Arthur Brito, David Schwartz, and Ryan Fugger, with McCaleb joining soon after. Their goal was to create a digital asset built for financial institutions. The company, now known as Ripple, was formed to drive the adoption of the XRP Ledger and its native asset, XRP. Ripple's mission was, and remains, laser-focused on the enterprise market, banks, payment providers, and large financial corporations. The vision was to build a better SWIFT system, leveraging XRP as a bridge currency for fast, low-cost international liquidity. This corporate-centric approach became a point of contention. Jed McCaleb eventually left Ripple in 2013 due to philosophical differences over the project's direction and governance. A year later, alongside Joyce Kim, he co-founded the Stellar Development Foundation, a non-profit organization. Stellar was born from a different ideology. While it also aimed to solve the problem of slow and expensive cross-border payments, its mission was explicitly geared towards financial inclusion. The focus was broader, targeting not just banks but also unbanked individuals, small businesses, and non-profits in developing economies. Stellar was designed to be an open public utility for money, accessible to everyone. Neither XRP nor XLM uses proof of work. Proof of work is slow and energy intensive. They rely on more efficient consensus protocols designed to confirm transactions in mere seconds. The XRP Ledger uses the XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol, or XRP-LCP. Transactions are validated by independent servers called validators. For a transaction to be confirmed, a supermajority must agree. Specifically, over 80% must agree on the same ledger. This process runs in a continuous loop every 3 to 5 seconds, allowing for rapid settlement without a central operator. The network maintains a unique node list, the UNL. That list includes validators recommended by Ripple and validators recommended by the community. Anyone can run a validator, but only UNL members participate in the core consensus process. This design prioritizes speed and reliability, ensuring the network can handle high volume with minimal latency. The fee for a standard XRPL transaction is minuscule, typically a fraction of a cent. These fees are not paid to validators. Instead, fees are destroyed, burned, creating slight deflation over time. The theoretical advantages of these networks are only valuable if they translate into real-world adoption. Ripple has leveraged its corporate structure and significant funding to pursue top-down partnerships with established financial players. Its flagship product is RippleNet, a global network of banks and payment providers. Within RippleNet, the company offers on-demand liquidity ODL, which uses XRP as a bridge currency. For example, a payment provider in the United States wanting to send funds to Mexico can use ODL to instantly convert US dollars to XRP, send the XRP across the ledger, and convert it back to Mexican pesos, all within a single transaction. This process eliminates the need for pre-funded nostro-vostro accounts, freeing up capital and reducing settlement time from days to seconds. Ripple has announced partnerships with hundreds of financial institutions globally, such as Santander, SBI Holdings in Japan, and MoneyGram. At a high level, XRP and XLM appear remarkably similar. Both were created to revolutionize payments, offering transaction settlement in seconds for fractions of a penny. Both abandoned proof of work in favor of efficient consensus algorithms. They aim to serve as intermediaries in the financial world, connecting banks, connecting payment providers, connecting different currency systems. Their core value proposition is nearly identical: to make money move as fast as information. Both networks have a fixed initial supply of tokens, with no new tokens created through mining. However, digging deeper reveals fundamental differences. The biggest divergence is origin and governance. XRP is linked to Ripple, a for-profit corporation. Ripple's large XRP holdings and influence raise centralization concerns. XLM is stewarded by the Stellar Development Foundation, a non-profit. When analysts evaluate XRP XLM, their opinions are often polarized, reflecting the high-stakes nature of their ambitions. Optimistic analysts point to the sheer size of the global payments market. Cross-border transactions amount to trillions of dollars annually, and the existing system is ripe for disruption. If either XRP or XLM could capture even a small fraction of this market, the demand for the native token as a bridge asset would be immense. Proponents argue that as adoption by banks and payment firms grows, the utility of the tokens will drive their value. The rivalry between XRP and XLM is more than a competition between two cryptocurrencies. It represents a fundamental fork in the road for the future of digital finance. For investors, both may be worth watching, given their clear use cases and contrasting strategies. Understand the promise and the hurdles, and keep a close eye on their progress.